Good morning, everyone. I had muted myself so you didn't hear the fan, and when I went to turn it on, it wouldn't let me unmute you. So welcome and good morning. I'm glad you're here. I laid out the things that I did last week on Friday, and unfortunately I tried to get the video from Facebook. You can go to Facebook and you can request something if you deleted it, and they can go in and they can send it to you. But all of the videos that I did from last week seem to be corrupted. They didn't work for some reason, and that's okay. I can, it was pretty much where I showed how I go to Hobby Lobby. I got a bracelet. It had these beautiful butterflies, and I tore the bracelet apart and I made earrings. I had to buy two bracelets. Then, of course, then I had matching, butterflies, so I could make sets of earrings. And these are the earrings. Let me show them to you a little closer. They're a lot of fun. Of course, the design piece of it is what I enjoy, and putting the colors together. This was the ones we did together with the little flower at the bottom, little butterfly, mini butterfly, bracelet butterfly, pearl, rondelle, and the crystal. So then there's the blue ones, and these are all on my Etsy site. These are very summery, a lot of fun. I actually did these twice because I did, and I've given quite a few away as gifts and such. But so thanks for being here. And here is a reminder that I am on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. So whatever you like to follow, you might find me on there. I wanted to show what was on my table for fun this week. I'm a caregiver for a gal that's a full quadriplegic, and I made her this bracelet. She loves jewelry. Unfortunately, she can't wear earrings, even though she would love to. She loves purple, so she's got both arms have bracelets on them, and so she loves her bracelets. So that was fun. She loves purple and she loves pink. So that's going to be a gift for her that I made this week. I wanted to show you that was on my desk. The other things that were on my desk, well, I have a few things I want to show you. If you weren't here the week before, we did, morning Tina, morning, we did these leather topped fish earrings. They were a lot of fun. I was going through my things upstairs, and I wanted to give a little idea of, might put you back in the cradle to show you this one. I have a drawer full of like gift boxes and just anything that would fit jewelry. So for example, it still needs a little more cleaning out, but this had makeup in it. And look, I could put a set of earrings in here, maybe wrap them in a little paper and put them in there, decorate the top, and then give that as a gift. So I have two whole drawers in a dresser upstairs that I go through when I want to package something. Sometimes if it's flat, you just lay it flat. People think the boxes are cool. So then my mom had these candles, and I finally burned them up. And if you take a candle and you stick it in the freezer, it's easier to clean out than a dishwasher clean it. And these, you could do the same thing. Or maybe the bracelet will fit in there. Yep, the bracelet would fit in there. Or maybe the bracelet in this one. So you can really recycle things. Look, that does fit in there. That's the wrong lid. You really can recycle old fun things like that. What I do is I save these for when I travel. I put lotion and things in there that I want to take. Because these old ones are really nice containers. When they put makeup in, they use nice containers. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that little tip. Isn't that a cute little jar? My mom had these in her windowsill. I have no idea the story behind them. And, you know, when your mom goes, those last few little things are kind of special. So I've held on to that. So that's what I wanted to show you today. I want to put these aside and put these back in their little pouches. And let me see, my computer came off. Let me make this bigger and see. Oh, there's a little delay. Thanks, Tina. Yeah, I love the fishes too. The nice thing about the fishes, Tina, is, you know, there wasn't any head pins or anything. You just wrap the leather at the top, and they're a lot of fun. I didn't have as many fish for kits. I think there's 3 kits, and I don't know where the other little fishes are, but there's enough to make a few kits. But I love the little guy. So today, you're not going to believe it, but I'm actually making short earrings. I know, it's hard to believe. Let's see, these butterfly ones on the average are about 2 inches. So I think about all of them are like that. I just have a hard time. Now, this one might be a little shorter with the pink cube at the bottom. I just have a hard time making them short. I really do. So today we're going to play a little bit with patina. Now, the patina that I'm using is the older style. I know Vintage has all kinds of colors now. When I go in there, I dream of buying the whole big one with all the colors, just because, you know, when you design, you just want all the colors. But I do notice that there are certain colors that I stick with all the time. So I should buy those colors instead of like all the colors. I watched them the other day and I noticed that they have a little machine, because they need shaken like paint when you use them, because they tend to settle. I noticed they have a little thing you can buy to put on them to shake them. So I think I'm going to get that. I haven't looked into it yet, but that's a really good idea. Tina says, I wonder what was in that bottle. Wonder what bottle you mean. If they're the ones that I had with my mom, this one was a candle, and this one here was makeup. It was like a foundational makeup. I cleaned it twice, and it still needs a little more cleaned out, and the top needs a little more cleaned out still before I give it as a gift. So you do have to work at cleaning them out. Anyway, so let's clean my place off, and let's look at what we're gonna make today. Today, I have the kit here all together. And these are like Aztec type charms for the top. And they're silver. We have in the kit, we have ear wires, so gold ones that I've made. I like to make some ear wires. They're very simple to make ear wires. Everybody who makes jewelry should learn to make ear wires. Yes, it's easier to buy them, but sometimes in a pinch, it's good to be able to make your own ear wires. So basically, all we're going to do today is we're going to attach these jump rings to these magatama. They're called magatama. I looked it up and had Google pronounce it for me today. They're magatama beads. They are like little drops. They're kind of like fat on the bottom. These drops are cool in that they're golden, like with a little bit of purplish blue pink in them. A little bit of rainbow like. See that little rainbow shimmer? I don't know if you can see that or not. They're very pretty. And we're going to paint. I'm going to show you to use some paints. I'm going to use Cinnabon, rust, and gold. Victorian gold. I found this in my stash, and it's a matte sealer. Earrings, you know, if this was going to be something on like a bracelet, and you're gonna you know, bump it against things, and it's going to get wear and tear. Earrings don't get the wear and tear, but you're welcome to put a matte, or I have a glossy too on top. And I did the pair that I have as a sample. I did do them, and I did put that on there. Then after we paint them, we dry them, and then I'm going to patina them. And the patina, you can't really see the bottle, what it looks like, but it's a clear resin. Got this off of Amazon. It's Limino. It's a pretty bottle. It had flowers all over it, but it looks like it's changed colors. It's a resin that you put on, and you put it under a UV lamp, and it hardens. So it's very simple. This is kind of one of these projects you could sit and watch TV and do, and it would be fun. So you're just basically going to take your jump ring and open it. Got to open it pretty wide. Put it through the bead. Then attach it to the Aztec piece. Now, I'm not going to do that though right now, because what I want to do is show you, and then of course you'll close it back up and put it on there. But I'm not going to do that right now because we want to patina them first. It would be a little easier. When I did mine, the sample, I patinaed them afterwards, but what you don't want to do is accidentally drip it on something. That can be a mess. So I got my brushes, I got my patina, I got my water to put my paint brushes in and all when I'm done. You know what I didn't remember? And we can get that. It's right here is my heat gun, because I'm going to need to heat these in order to patina them. They do need to be dry, and that's real simple. We'll just plug this heat gun in and help it out a little bit. Let me get this plugged in. Just give me a second. Okay, we got our heat gun. Now, so Tina's on there, and I see two other people on there. Wonder who's there. Say hi. Thanks for all the chat. Tina wants to know what that bottle was, the first one. Well, I'm not really sure which bottle. I know the containers. You mean the containers I showed? Okay. So you can just use a little piece of paper. This is gold. So I think I'm going to start with a little bit of, let's see, I can do it any which way. But the nice thing is you can't mess this up, really. So what I'm going to do is put it directly onto the piece. I'm just going to kind of mirror, how I do it. This one's not one to come out. It's easy. And every time you do it, it turns out a little different. So I'm kind of making a Mod Podge, really, here of color. Okay. Now you could take a little head pin, and I have a little stick pin here that I always have, and just, make sure it fills in all the spaces. And I don't mind it going out a little bit, of the area. And if you like to do the whole thing, you could do the whole thing if you wanted. I just tended to do inside the, you can also use these little plastic type brushes to, go around the edge to make that outline. And then I'm just going to swirl it around a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like that swirl. And if you get it on the outside, this stuff wipes off, but I will say you need to wipe it pretty fast. So I like that. I'm good and happy with that. Let me wipe off my ends, because this stuff does dry very fast. It dries fast, fast, fast. And we don't want it to stick to anything. So I could let that sit on there a little while if I want. but you know, it adheres pretty fast. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of tissue paper and I'm going to sop some of it up. But I don't want to sop all of it up, just some of it. And you can see I'm making a little bit of a mess, and that's okay. That's the part of making jewelry. Now see there, I pressed really hard. I made a kind of a cool design on there. And there I pressed really hard, and that's a little more than I wanted to take up. So that was a fun experiment. I'll get rid of that little messy one. I'm going to add some more because I want a little bit of dimension on there. So just going to add it back again. And I shook these really good before I started. So boy, that one really like comes out, doesn't it? And you could see if you don't like it, you know, I'm not real particular, but if you don't like it, you can always do what I just did and take a paper towel and wipe it off and start over again. I will say though, I'm going to actually go all around the edge now that my piece has decided to take the color on instead of working to get it off. And I'm good with that. I like it. I like it that way. You can do the whole piece if you want. See, that looks nice and smooth. See if it gives that little design. Hey, Zane. Oh, Tina said your mom's. Yeah, that one was a candle, Tina. It had a candle in it. And I took I burned it up. And then when it was burnt up, I knew I wanted to save the jar. Because, you know, I always save all those things. And let's see, this one has a little more gold than the other. So I'm going to just add a little bit more gold. But this gold comes out a little fast or a little wonky. So I'm going to put I have this little pin I always hold around to try to clean bottles out because you never know when you need a pin. So I'm going to add a little more gold there. It just needs a little more gold. That's probably good. There, yes, that's perfect. Now, I'm happy with the way that they look together. I do want to go up here a little higher since this one's up a little higher. So, I think I'm going to see if I could dry that a little bit like that. I don't know if I can or not. I don't know. I don't see the design, so I do need to see the design. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit off, but this time I'm not going to be as aggressive as I was last time. I'm just going to dab it a little bit. Oh, yes, that's how I must have done it last time, because that is what I was looking for. See the difference? We can see the design. So I was too aggressive the first time in taking the patina off. So this time I'm just tapping it. You can see I'm a little gun shy. I don't want to take too much off. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. I'm not even going to touch it again because I like it. Here, let me pull you in just a little bit more if I can. It's interesting that, there we go. How's that? So, let's dry this a little bit. dry it because we don't want to add the patina to it while it's wet. You can see it actually bubbling up a little bit, where it's a little thicker. I don't want to touch it because I'm just going to let it dry because I don't want to, take much off of the metal. This is just a heat gun. I love my heat gun. You could use a blow dryer too if you had one. It's just really nice to have it when you're using paints like this and you want to get it done faster. So what we're going to do after this is we're going to take that resin that I showed you, and we're going to put a layer of resin on there, just a little bit, and fill it in just enough to make it have some dimension. And then all we do is add the magatama beads to the bottom. It's very cute. I'll show you the finished product. These are the ones that I made already. They're very cute. I'll try them on in a little bit. See the resin? Can you see the resin in there? See how it gives it a little bit of height and dimension versus it being flat. I don't know if you can notice that in this picture and that picture. Now I did those yesterday or the day before, and they're quite dry now. Ooh, just sitting next to that gun, it got hot. So I hope that we have success with these if they're dry enough. We'll see. We'll see how they do. We let them cool off a little bit. That gun gets hot. So I'm gonna let those cool. But here's the finished product of these. Aren't they cute? Now you can see, oh, that one's hot from that gun. You can see I messed a little teeny spot in there of the resin. I should have picked it up and went like this to it, and I'd have noticed it when I was doing it, but I'm going to add it to it today when we do the other. So, I'm not going to be able to add all of these on today like I normally would to finish that, because they're going to be, it takes 24 hours for it to cure. So we're going to have to give it time to cure. And that's okay, because we can see how if you just attach the jump ring, I put 7 on each one of them, and they're very cool. I ordered these this element, and I was like, wonder what I'm going to do with that. I had no idea. And I sit down and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been dying to use those magenta beads. I have had them for a little while. I loved them when they came out. They were very expensive because they're probably a short run. They probably don't make that many of them. And I was tickled to see how that piece and those like showed them off. Anyway, that's my thing for today. I was going to show you a few other things that I have on. We might as well have show and tell. I love doing show and tell, but I'm going to do this here. I'm going to see if resin will take at this point. We may have a little issue, but we'll just give it a go. Let me see how it feels to the touch. Boy, that one's hot. Hot. They are hot. I got to let them cool, because I don't think we can put, I'm going to stick them in the refrigerator. They need to cool off. Stick them in the refrigerator and then let them cool off, and then we'll add resin. Actually, we'll stick them in the freezer. stick them in the freezer. That'll cool them off. And then we'll do the resin. So let's do a little show and tell of what I got on. That's one of the fun things when I go to retreats. I love to look and see what, especially the jewelry retreats. I'm like, what are people wearing, right? Let's turn you around. I click the thing, it lets me turn me around early. Hey there. Nice to see you. So today I want to show you, well, here's my earrings. These were a kit at a retreat that I went to in Candy Cooper in Wabash, Indiana. These are exceptionally long, but again, I love long earrings. And it was just a fun kit with a bead, crystal, flower charm, more goodies at the bottom, and this pretty, pretty flower that turns one way or another. So I thought that was a cool design. I love those earrings. They're a memory of my time there. The other thing that I have is that this was a necklace that I got also from Nostalgica, Candy Cooper's stash that she sells. She likes to do these wings. I used to have it real short on just this pretty little chain, and then I found this long chain in my and so now I can wear it really long. This here is one of my prize pieces. Let me take this one off. This one here is a resin, and it's my granddad and my grandma in there. They were dancing, kissing, and you put paint in there and little specks of flakes of like gold and just whatever I had at the time. And then you load it with resin and see how it gives it three-dimensional look. We did that kind of in layers. See how it looks dimensional? I love to do resin. And then I just did this on, this is a curtain, thick curtain rod chain that you can actually go buy the clips for. I don't really need one for this one because it's so long, but I got a whole thing of that for like $10 off of Facebook Market a good while back, and I make necklaces out of it. And that's a lot of fun. Little heart. So my earrings and that, and then this was a little piece I just found in like a one of the thrift stores, and I just left it just like it was because I liked it so much. So let me go get let's see, is there anything else fun to show you? Oh, I want to show you the earrings and what they look like on. These are the ones that we're doing today. See, they're cute. Very cute. Now I do wear short earrings. These are a little fallish looking. I like them a lot. And what else would I like to show you? I showed you all my butterflies, and here's my whole stack of butterflies yet to make more earrings. I just tore them apart. I got more earrings, more butterfly earrings to make. Okay, let me go get, put you back in the cradle, and I'll go get them out of the freezer. Oh yeah, they're nice and cool now. The Chilly Willy. So, what we're going to do, let's pull you in a little bit so you can see. So, resin's real easy. You just have to have a UV light. Like, let me see if my thing will let me show it to you. I'll just have to bring it over here. It's a UV light. You turn it on and see the UV comes on. I would recommend this style has a bottom and a top. I would recommend getting the style where you put your fingernails under and there's no bottom, because this one limits me to size sometimes. And it would be nice to have the bottom, because then I could just bring it right over and sit it right on top and I don't have to touch and move them, because resin is thick, but it does flow. And, you know, it's a time thing. You do want to hurry and get it on there. And let's give it a go and see what happens. Now, I'm doing it directly to my piece. Some people don't do it that way. And I do remember I have to repair that one. I have to add a little bit to that one. That one needs a little piece. This one needs just a dab in that little teeny spot. Okay. So then I take my tool and I just let it, it's self-leveling, so it's going to flow. And I have a little thing to sit it in. And then I'm going to put that right in the lamp and let that cure on there. This one here, I'm giving it a little time to move on its own. And now I'm just going to help it a little teeny bit. You don't want to work with it much at all, just as little. Get it where you want it. I think it's one of those things, if you mess with it too much, you know, you might be sorry. So it looks like I got just enough in there. And now I'm just moving it around to that, you know, recessed area. Now this time, because I left that little gap in the other one, I want to make sure I got all my gaps. Now you would be welcome to do the rest of the outside of that piece and all around it if you wanted to. My preference is to just do the little recessed part. And then you want to make sure you put your cap back on your resin. So I'm going to add these pieces here. Well, actually, I can just pick these up. And now it can spill off. That's why I hurry and do it. And then I'm very careful. And I slide that right under the lamp so that it doesn't. I can't really remember how many minutes. Tina, do you remember how many minutes? Does anybody on here remember how many minutes we need to cure it for? I'm going to stick that one back in there too. Now this piece would have been nice to resin the whole thing, but I like it just in the center part. And I did use the matte glaze on it to see. It's called a metal sealer and patina extender. I just wanted to give it a go. It says it dries clear, and you can see I painted the whole piece. It does have like a little whitish looking edge around to it. These won't have that because I didn't use this patina on it. But I find that interesting that it has like I like it, but I just wanted to experiment and see what the matte sealer looked like. So it says it dries clear, but I can see a little bit of something on there. I do like better how the ones I just did filled better than these two. But, you know, it's just preference. They're just as beautiful. Beautiful. So, anybody have any questions? Tina says, making sure it's not sticky. 1 to 3, depending on thickness. Yeah, you know, I did the one last night, like, I think, Tina, for like 3 minutes, and I was surprised that it still felt a little sticky. So it does need a 24-hour sit and cure. I wonder if this bottle says, oh, you can't hardly read it, but it says wear gloves. We didn't do that. It says eat layer by layer. It is a thing, layer by layer, because we're only doing one layer and it's thin layer. We only needed to do one. When I did my necklace, I did do multiple layers. And I'll tell you, that stuff is strong. It is strong. And see, it's a bigger piece. This was one of my first pieces I ever did. And see, it has like a nice little dome on it. And you can see a few bubbles, but I don't really mind the bubbles. Usually you take a little Q-tip, or not a Q-tip, a pin, and you try to move them around and get those bubbles out. And that's probably one reason why it's good to get in there, do it, and back off, you know? So I was working on that piece that I've been showing you over and over again. I was a little stumped last night while we're waiting for that to cure. I got a little stumped last night coming up with the design I wanted to use with these jasper beads. These beads here, when I pulled them off the necklace, are pretty ununiform, so it made it a little difficult. And then I found this chain, and so I'm still working on that. I stayed up, got really tired doing it, went to bed, and said, I'm going to look at that later. But it was fun. Fun. Doing that design I showed you. Let's see what other goodies I got in here. Goodies. Did I tell you I got a swimming pool? Tina knows I got a swimming pool. Tina says you can let it sit in the sunny window. Oh, the resin to let it dry. Yeah, that's a good idea. As long as you let it, sit for a good bit. And cure. It ain't going nowhere. It's great. I would imagine it'd be great for a glue. It's something you needed to really make sure it didn't move. Resin would be for that, but you do have to UV it. So let's see what these look like now. Yeah, see, I like these. So here's the ones I did. They show a little bit more of the design than the other, but I like them. I like both of them. Very interesting how they turned out like that. Now, these will both be online for sale if anyone's interested. Now, that's not true. I may keep one of them. Not sure which one yet. But let me see if it's sticky. What you want, puppy? Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come here and say hi. Oh, yeah. Are you not being paid attention to? Do you want to say hi? So let's say hi to everybody. Yeah. Do you like our earrings that we made? Yeah? You do? Say hi, buddy. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Say, I don't wear earrings. I'm a boy. But I think they're pretty. But my mom spends too much time on them. I sit at her feet and I cry, and she's just up there piddling away. You want to give me a kiss? Is that what you want? Say hi to everybody. Say on here. Say hi. Can you say hi? Oh, you just want to know you're loved. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet most of the time. He's 8 months old, and so I'm ready to be out of puppy mode. Aren't we ready to be out of puppy mode? Puppy potty mode. Yeah. He's been learning to swim, my new pool that I got. He gets in now and he doesn't shake like he used to. And, it's going to take a bit. Will he ever love it? He's either going to hate it, tolerate it, or love it. I'm not sure. But we do have to, keep getting them in there to see if it's going to be something he's going to do. So say hi, buddy. Hi there. See, you just wanted to be held. You look like you need a nap. Well, thanks everybody for coming on today. It's fun hanging out. It's fun making jewelry. One of the advantages of doing this has been it's keeping me on a steady make jewelry mode. And see, he just wants to be held and take a nap. So I appreciate you coming along for the ride and being there with me. And that's Sarah. That's who that is. Hi. She doesn't come on under her own name. So I always have to stop and think a minute. But hi, Sarah. So thanks for coming on today, all. Say bye, buddy. Say I'm gonna go take a nap now. Say my mama's gonna go shopping. It's time to get eggs. Oh, I did have one other piece to show you. This is my little wraparound piece. Are you not impressed, buddy? He says it smells like leather on part of there, and that's chewable. Yeah. See, it's partly leather, racked, sterling. Take a stone and cut a stone in it, cut a line in it to wrap it. It was a lot of fun. And then we stamped part of it. This was the pattern from the very first piece that got me, says journal on it. It's the very first piece that I did. I showed it another time that got me started making jewelry, didn't it? Yeah, got me started making jewelry. You guys have a good day. Bye now. Say bye-bye.